Hey everybody, thanks for stopping by for some more food that warms your soul. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a great day. Today we're going to do some beef stroganoff, one of my favorite dishes in all the world to eat. We're going to start off with a pound of stewing beef, or in this case what I did was I got a sirloin tip roast and I cut it up into pieces. I also did a veggie bag, which I kind of do a lot when I get vegetables delivered from the grocery store and I start dividing them up into bags for recipes that I have planned. So in that particular bag I had an onion diced, I had 2 stalks of celery diced, and I had a quart of mushrooms sliced. In the stock pot I'm adding 2 tablespoons of oil and I'm letting that heat. I'm going to throw in the beef so that it browns and caramelizes. Your meat must be in a single layer or else it's going to start boiling, because juices will come out of the meat and it won't fry anymore. It'll just steam. So keep that in mind. Keep the temperature high and make sure you keep the beef in a single layer. After about 5 to 10 minutes, I've turned the beef over and you can see it's beautifully brown, and I've added 2 tablespoons of garlic. I didn't add it at the beginning because I was kind of worried that the garlic might get too dark and start tasting burnt. I'm using quite a high heat here, so I saved it till about halfway through the cooking time here. I'm adding my veggie bag of onions, celery, and mushrooms. Typically, stroganoff does not have any other vegetables. If you add other stuff, then you've got beef stew. So I'm trying to stick to the original recipe as much as I can. And it usually is only onion, celery, and mushrooms. I'm adding some salt and pepper to season. Looks like I'm adding a lot of pepper here, but actually my pepper grinder just ran out of peppercorns, so there wasn't much left. I'm adding a teaspoon of Browning. You can use any brand that you like. They all work very similar. I've turned the heat off and I'm just going to give this a quick little mix to move the browning liquid around to everything. Doesn't it give a beautiful color? I mean, it makes fantastic colors in your gravy. I'm in search of my beef stock. It's gone missing again. For some reason I have a real problem bringing that out of the cupboard ahead of time. But I'm using some beef broth, and in this particular case it has the added red wine to it, which will make a delicious taste in this stroganoff. The amount that you use really depends on the amount that you're cooking. In this particular case, I'm using the entire liter of beef broth, which will just barely cover all the meat and veggies. So depending on the size of the pot and the amount of food that you have in it will depend on how much beef broth that you add. I'm covering up the Dutch oven and I'm putting it in a 350 degree oven for 2 to 3 hours It really depends on the meat. You got to check after 2 hours and see if it needs more time. I brought the stroganoff up to a boil, and I've thickened it with some flour slurry, which is just flour and water. I recommend that you use the flour slurry. The cornstarch slurry will make a clear gravy, which is not really what stroganoff looks like, although it'll probably taste the same. To that, I'm adding a half a cup of sour cream. This is traditional for this recipe. If you're fat and diet conscious, you can certainly change this for yogurt. You could use creme fraiche. All of those work. The traditional, though, is sour cream in this recipe. Giving it a good stir to make sure that the sour cream melts into the sauce. And I've slopped some over the edge, and you can see me having a little finger taste, and it was good. This needs to simmer for a good 10 minutes or so. We want to make sure that the flour is cooked out and is at its full thickening power. This is a good time if you want to adjust your seasonings as well. Might add more salt and pepper, whatever you like. We're going to simmer this until it thickens up slightly. I've served up a plate for you, so come join me for some dinner. We're going to have beef stroganoff with egg noodles. Absolutely delicious. You should try it. If you like this recipe, please like, and I'd love it if you'd subscribe to the channel. Thanks so much for stopping by today for more food that warms your soul. See you next time.